What if the life you're living right now is only a small version of what you're capable of? What if your biggest fear is also the doorway to your greatest growth? And what if, the moment you stop running away, everything begins to change? This is the story of Ethan. Ethan lived in a small, quiet town, the kind of place where nothing really changes. He had a stable job at a local store, not exciting, but safe. Every day looked the same. Wake up, go to work, come back, sleep, repeat. And at first, it didn't bother him. But slowly, something inside him started to feel heavy. Not pain, not sadness, just emptiness. Ethan had dreams once, big ones. He wanted to travel, to create something of his own, to feel alive. But somewhere along the way, he stopped believing in those dreams, because life got practical. Bills, responsibilities, expectations. And one sentence kept repeating in his mind. Maybe this is enough. So he settled. Not because he wanted to, but because he was afraid to want more. One evening, after closing the store, Ethan walked home under a dim streetlight. The road was quiet, almost too quiet. And for the first time, he noticed something. He wasn't tired from work. He was tired from living the same day again and again. That night, he sat on his bed, staring at the wall. No phone, no noise, just silence. And in that silence, a question appeared. Is this really my life? He didn't answer, because deep down, he already knew. The next morning, nothing changed. Same routine, same people, same conversations. But something inside him had shifted. He started noticing things. The way he forced a smile, the way he avoided thinking about his future, the way he kept saying, maybe someday, someday. That word had become his comfort and his excuse. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. And Ethan kept waiting. Waiting for the right time. Waiting to feel ready. Waiting for something to push him. But nothing came. Because sometimes life doesn't push you. It just watches to see if you'll move. One afternoon, something unexpected happened. An old friend named Lucas walked into the store. Ethan hadn't seen him in years. Lucas looked different, not just in appearance, but in energy. There was confidence in the way he spoke, peace in the way he smiled. They talked for a while, and Ethan asked the question he couldn't hold back. How did you change your life? Lucas paused. Then he said something simple. I stopped waiting for a perfect moment. Ethan stayed quiet. Lucas continued. I realized the moment will never feel perfect. You just decide, and then you deal with the fear. That sentence stayed with Ethan all day, all night, over and over again. You just decide. That night, Ethan sat at his desk. In front of him, a blank notebook. His heart was beating fast. His mind was loud. What if I fail? What if I regret it? What if I'm not good enough? Every fear showed up at once. But this time, he didn't run. He picked up a pen. His hand trembled, and slowly he wrote one line. I want more from my life. He stared at it. It felt scary, but also honest. For the first time in years, he admitted the truth to himself. He didn't want to stay where he was. He wanted change. The next step was harder. Action. The following days were uncomfortable. Ethan started doing small things. He woke up earlier. He read books. He learned new skills. Nothing big, nothing dramatic, but different. And that difference felt powerful.
There were days he doubted himself again, days he wanted to go back to comfort, but something inside him had awakened, and it refused to go back to sleep. Months passed. Ethan wasn't perfect. He still struggled. He still felt fear, but he was moving, and that made all the difference. Slowly, opportunities started appearing. New people, new ideas, new paths. Not because the world changed, but because he did. 1 year later, Ethan stood in a place he once thought was impossible. Not because everything became easy, but because he became stronger, more aware, more confident, more alive. And the most important thing, he no longer said someday, he lived in today. Now let me ask you something. How long have you been waiting? Waiting for the right time, the right mood, the right moment. What if that moment never comes? What if the only thing you actually need is a decision? Not a big one, just a real one. Because change doesn't start with confidence, it starts with honesty. The moment you admit, "I want more," that's where everything begins. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to stop waiting. Take one step, even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if you're scared. Because the truth is, your future is not built in someday, it's built in what you choose today. So don't wait, don't delay your life any longer. The road to change is already in front of you. You just have to take the first step. If you like this story, please like this video, comment on it, and share it with your friends and families. And don't forget to subscribe our channel, The Voiceless Teller. Thanks for watching.